DAO governance can be overwhelming. Proposals, debates, voting history, and trade-offs all move quickly. In this section, we'll build agents that turn that complexity into clear summaries, explainable recommendations, and safer participation decisions. We already have the building blocks for governance agents: agent reasoning, blockchain access, wallet safety, smart contract tools, DeFi analysis, and approval guardrails. Now we'll combine them, so an agent can interpret proposals, evaluate risk, and support DAO decisions. A DAO governance agent provides decision support for participating in decentralized governance. It gathers proposal details, forum discussions, voting data, treasury context, and your preferences. Then it turns that information into summaries, risk signals, and practical recommendations, such as vote yes, vote no, delegate, monitor, or ask for clarification. Governance agents need a broader view than any single platform can provide. Proposals may start in Snapshot, Tally, Agora, Realms, or custom portals. Votes and execution status live on-chain. Delegate behavior reveals power, participation, and alignment over time. Forums add reasoning, deadlines, authors, and linked documents. Treasury data adds financial context. The agent's job is to normalize these streams into one consistent picture, so recommendations reflect the full governance state. The agent's reasoning is only as good as the context it receives. Governance data starts scattered across APIs, subgraphs, contracts, event logs, and documents. The pipeline fetches that data, verifies critical fields against onchain sources, parses events like vote cast and proposal executed, and normalizes everything into consistent records: IDs, authors, deadlines, quorum, vote counts, status, and payloads. Once stored, those records become reliable retrieval context for agent tools. A strong summarization agent turns a governance proposal into a voter-ready brief. It ingests the full text, extracts the core objective, and identifies the exact decision being requested. Then it pulls out money movements, contract changes, affected stakeholders, and expected impact. It also validates timelines, quorum rules, status, and execution conditions against reliable sources. The result is a concise summary that flags risks, ambiguity, or missing information voters should notice. Governance agents become much more useful when every proposal is converted into the same structured record. Basic fields identify the proposal and its context. Decision fields capture the recommended action, confidence, trade-offs, and unresolved questions. Risk fields make evaluation consistent across treasury impact, contracts, centralization, legal exposure, and reputation. Source links and citations should stay attached, turning the agent's output from a vague summary into something auditable, comparable, and ready for automation. Forum discussion is often where a proposal is really tested. A governance agent should identify who is speaking, what concern or support they are raising, and whether the author responds with evidence or revisions. The key is filtering signal from noise. Delegate critiques, user impact reports, and contributor clarifications deserve different weight than speculation, spam, or coordinated brigading. Good summaries preserve the debate's nuance and show how community feedback changes the proposal over time. Voting history turns governance from a popularity contest into an evidence problem. A useful agent should ask, who shows up? How much power do they bring? And do their choices match your values? Patterns matter. A delegate who votes late, abstains often, or consistently opposes certain proposal types may still be legitimate, but users need that context. The biggest risk is concentration. A few reliable voters can effectively decide outcomes before most holders react. To make useful recommendations, a governance agent needs to understand what good means for a specific user. That includes values like decentralization, security, growth, public goods, or conservative treasury management. It also needs hard boundaries, such as never supporting unaudited upgrades or always flagging large spending proposals. Past votes can help the agent learn, but explicit preferences must override patterns. Keep personal preferences separate from DAO objectives, so recommendations stay aligned, transparent, and not misleading. A voting recommendation should feel like an explained judgment, not a black box. Start by scoring the proposal across strategic fit, treasury impact, execution risk, community support, and alignment with the voters' preferences. Then test that score against budget realities, prior commitments, and voting history. The output may be yes, no, abstain, delegate, monitor, or request more information. Include confidence and uncertainty, so users understand why the recommendation was made. When an agent influences governance, its reasoning needs to be inspectable. A recommendation should point back to the proposal text, forum discussion, vote data, contract calls, and treasury records it used. It should explain risks, benefits, and uncertainty in plain language while separating facts from assumptions, predictions, and opinions. For irreversible actions, add a human checkpoint. Voting, delegating, or signing should require approval unless the user has explicitly configured automation. Governance agents operate in hostile information environments. Proposal text, forum posts, and comments should be treated as untrusted input, not instructions. A safe agent verifies claims against on-chain data, contract call data, RPCs, subgraphs, or trusted indexers. It also watches for manipulation, copy-pasted comments, sudden sentiment spikes, astroturfing, bribery signals, or coordinated delegate behavior. Transaction authority needs guardrails as well. No voting, delegation, or execution should happen automatically without policy checks and human-approved permissions. Imagine a DAO funding request for $420,000. The agent does not just read the proposal. It pulls forum discussion, treasury data, grant history, deadlines, and delegate comments. Then it extracts milestones, risks, and accountability terms, compares them to your voting preferences, and returns a recommendation, such as vote yes, with confidence, reasons, and cited evidence. Governance agents turn DAO participation into informed decisions. They combine on-chain votes, proposal details, delegate activity, and forum debate, then summarize goals, funding, risks, timelines, and execution. Strong recommendations reflect user preferences, cite evidence, flag safety concerns, and keep humans in control. Next, we'll apply this pattern to NFT communities.